Hello everyone and welcome back to Bandai Project and Figure Review. I have a really cool episode lined up for us today, and we are going to be doing a build review over a model that I actually did for a commission. So this is not my personal model kit, but this is someone that basically asked me to help him build this, and so I did a pretty good job with doing a straight build for this particular model, mostly just dealing with panel lining since he wants to do a lot of the stickers himself, so I left him the pleasure of that. But overall, this was a really fun build, and it's none other than the real grade RX-93-ν2 High V Gundam. And this was a really phenomenal Gundam to build, and this is number 36 in the real grade line. So let's roll opening and take a look at this wonderful mech. Alright, let's take a look at the instruction manual briefly just to see what it all took to actually make this bad boy here. And as we can see, we have our part sheet here, so it actually does have quite a bit of parts, and as we go through, it gives us a nice step-by-step on how everything is, especially with the posability. I really like how they show the inner mechanism on how it's supposed to work and each section for the unit. And this is looking really nice. It shows very good articulation on how all the pieces come and work together, and I like how it gives us a nice little cool posability and how a lot of the weapons placement is going to be. And we have the assembly for a lot of the fuel tanks, and these are what I really like, as these were solid pieces. We'll get to more into that when we actually look at the unit itself. And as we can keep going, it shows us the weapons on how it was assembled, and the funnels and where the beam sabers are located, and overall and how the funnels look and all that. And then we have our sticker sheet. Like I said, I didn't put any of the stickers because this is for a commission, and he wanted to have the pleasure of doing those stickers, so I basically don't want to deny him the pleasure of that. But now let's actually get into the actual build review of this wonderful model kit of the High V Gundam. And as we can see, this is actually a really nice, good size Gundam. As you can see, it basically takes up both my hands, and since this already popped off, let's actually take a look at the funnels. As we can see, they just literally can all just pop off right here. As we can see, they just fit like nicely right in here, as we see this other set right here, and they can actually move correspondingly in general directions. And I like how this part right here actually moves the jet nozzle on the shoulder. So let's take a look at some of the funnels. So these are the funnels. They can open up, and as we can see, I did a nice, fairly good panel lining, emphasizing all of those lines, and these basically would bend into place, and this would have like a little energy beam that will launch things out and just kind of dart all over the place. And you have about 6 of these lovely things, and they just bend fairly easy, just like so, and then they can bend back into place, and they have a nice little notch here and here, allowing easy closing and opening, and just having them nicely hold in. Arm wise, it actually does have a nice posability, so let's just pop the little rifle. We'll look at the rifle in a little bit. So posability, it has really nice posability. The arms move really nice. It has good articulation, very good range of motion, and it does have a really cool blaster right in the wrist portion right here. And as we can see, there's a lot of really nice lines that I managed to emphasize with the Gundam markers. And this is actually a pretty cool part of this model, in that it actually has a opening and closing for the cockpit. Unfortunately, it doesn't really show us a full cockpit. That would have actually been really nice if it would have had a actual cockpit to see, like how some of the other real grade model kits are. But overall, it's looking really nice. The armor pieces are really well detailed. It has a nice little sandwich portion to it, so it's about 3 pieces to actually make this one piece, and they actually go on really nice. Same with the waist unit and all the other back armor pieces. The shield is actually still a really nice touch. Each one of these you would think would have to be individually painted, but these are actually all individual pieces that actually just snap into each other. So that's actually really cool that it gives us our zigzag pattern as a individual piece. That's the one thing I like about real grades, is the amount of attention to detail that they actually give you. And in the shield, I did some more inside detailing, and also where the beam sabers are actually inside of the gauntlets in here. So getting more into the articulation, the knees actually do bend really, really nicely, giving us a cool range of posability. As we can see, the armor piece actually move and flow, giving it a really cool dynamic feel to it. And the ankles actually move really nice, and the foot is well jointed. So this gives a lot of really cool flexibility for fun play and posability. So overall, it is looking really nice. The joints actually hold up fairly well. As we can see, they can bend really nicely, and it does look like it's fairly solid. The build was actually really nice. The one thing I did notice was with the fuel tanks, they were all compartmentized, so meaning this was one solid piece, this was a solid piece, and this was a solid piece, so making about 3 pieces. And that usually, I see this usually in split in half, and then you just put them together. But this is the one thing I really do like about the real grade model kits, is the fact that they do come in multiple pieces and sometimes into solid pieces. Another thing is the blaster. So there's a nice little piece right here that it actually attaches to. So let's take a look at the blaster. So this comprises of a solid white piece, and then we have our barrel nozzle for the tip, and another piece here that just slides in, connecting these two. And we have our back portion, which this silver piece is actually an individual 2 separate pieces, so they just sandwich really onto here. So this is actually what I really like about the real grades, is the amount of detail where you can do, like, you're disassembling it, putting it back together, so it gives it that more realism, hence the real grade. And it does have a little cool little booster for when you are holding it, and it does have a hand for the hold the weapon. Moving on again back to some more weapons is its beam rifle. I do have the hand right here just because I have it for easy convenience, but overall it is looking really nice. There are some noticeable seams, but it looks like it is designed intentionally to give you a nice raised individual edge. So this is also several pieces. So we have our white as a shell that just slides right on top, with our gray barrel and rifle, so giving us a really nice separation of parts. Another thing that I like to point out is how the backpack actually works on here. So there's actually a piece right here that actually will help you out with putting your stand. So you can actually take this part off or on, depending on how you want to pose this wonderful model kits. So you actually have nice little boosters here, and you have a nice little crest that can actually slide in and out like so to give a nice extension, or if you wanted to close it in and have it be like a little pointed, or have it go into like almost like a flight mode, so to speak. So you can have it come out like that. And this is the one thing I don't like about real grade sometimes is some of the joints just don't hold for some of the parts. So they tend to pop off. So do be wary of that for some of these model kits. The shoulders move fairly well. It moves in and out very well. So flow for joints, it looks very nice. Even with the shield, it does a very good job. Parts move very naturally, and we also have a beam saber that's actually inside of his little gauntlet right here. As we can see, it just snugs right in there, giving us really cool access to that particular weapon, and it just snaps back into place. And this actually has 3 slots for the beam sabers, so that was one of them, and there is one right in each of the side of the wings, and there we go. And we have the other beam saber right here, and it's the same on this side as well, so they just slide right in here. So as you can see, this was a really fun model kit to build. We can actually see on how well the arms were actually assembled, legs, backpack, torso, and various other parts to construct this model kit, as you can see from the clips of the assembly process of this. You can actually watch that video fully once that speed build video is done. And like I said, it's not going to have any stickers or water slides in it. It's just going to be a straight build and just kind of a quick overview on actually the assembly process. So definitely look forward to that video when it comes out. But overall, I really like this model kit. It was very fun, and I hope the guy that this guy is going back to is going to have a lovely home going on his shelf and looking at this and thinking, I want to eventually improve to be able to make my own. Alright everyone, that's going to conclude this build review of the RX-93-ν2 High V Gundam. And this, like I said in the video, this was a really nice model kit, as it quite turned out quite well. And I'm hoping that I get more commissions like this for those who are wanting really good Gundam model kits, but don't know necessarily when or how to start building them. So I look forward to that. So if any people are wanting to do commission work, I can definitely do that for you guys if you want a particular Gundam built. Again, if you have future suggestions, please like and subscribe and comment down below on what Gundams you want to be featured on this channel. I do read those comments, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.